Imagine this. You're at a party, and the conversation is buzzing with people raving about their switch to electric vehicles and plant-based burgers. The vibe is self-congratulatory, with everyone convinced they're saving the planet one eco-friendly choice at a time. But what if these so-called green solutions aren't all they're cracked up to be? What if electric vehicles and fake meat are more about marketing and appearances than real sustainability? Let's uncover how these overhyped products often fail to deliver and leave the average consumer with more questions than answers. Electric vehicles entered the market with grand promises of revolutionizing transportation, offering cleaner, greener, and cost-effective alternatives to traditional cars. But when you dig deeper, the reality isn't as shiny as the marketing makes it seem. EV batteries rely on materials like lithium, cobalt, and nickel, which are mined in ways that devastate ecosystems and exploit vulnerable communities. The production process leaves a hefty carbon footprint, calling into question just how green these vehicles really are. Over time, the shiny allure of EVs fades as batteries degrade, reducing driving range and performance. Replacing these batteries can cost thousands of dollars, making long-term ownership less cost-effective than advertised. Charging infrastructure presents another significant hurdle. While EVs promise convenience, the reality of charging can be frustrating. Public charging stations are often scarce, especially in rural areas, and those available in urban centres can have long wait times or be out of service. Fast chargers, while convenient, can cost nearly as much as gasoline, eroding the supposed financial benefits of going electric. For many consumers, the hassle of charging, combined with hidden costs like higher insurance premiums and expensive repairs, makes EV ownership a complicated and costly endeavour. Now, let's talk about fake meat, the supposed revolution in food sustainability. Touted as a healthy, eco-friendly alternative to traditional meat, plant-based patties come with their own set of problems. These products are highly processed, filled with additives to mimic the taste and texture of real meat. For consumers seeking natural and sustainable options, fake meat often feels more like a science experiment than a wholesome choice. Despite its marketing as a green solution, the production of fake meat relies heavily on monocrops like soy and peas, which deplete soil, harm biodiversity, and require significant pesticide use. The price tag on fake meat is another sticking point. These alternatives are often more expensive than real meat, making them less accessible to the average consumer. And let's face it, many people find that fake meat doesn't taste as good or satisfy them the way real meat does. When you're paying more for a less enjoyable experience, it's no wonder many consumers are turning away from these overhyped products. What ties electric vehicles and fake meat together is their reliance on virtue signalling. They've become symbols of eco-consciousness, championed by politicians and corporations eager to showcase their green credentials. Governments push for EV adoption through subsidies and production quotas, while food companies flood the market with plant-based products, not necessarily because consumers demand them, but because they fit neatly into sustainability narratives. This top-down approach prioritizes appearances over practicality, leaving consumers with products that don't fully address their needs. This disconnect between marketing and reality becomes even more glaring in developing countries. These regions, where practical and affordable solutions are most needed, are often left out of the equation. EVs, with their high costs and reliance on advanced infrastructure, are ill-suited to areas lacking widespread access to charging stations or expertise for repairs. Degraded batteries in second-hand EVs further complicate matters, turning these vehicles into liabilities rather than solutions. Fake meat fares no better in the developing world. Many of these regions rely on traditional farming practices that are far more sustainable than the industrial monocropping used to produce plant-based proteins. Importing expensive, processed fake meat to these areas disrupts local systems that already work in harmony with the environment. It's a clear example of solutions designed for appearances rather than practicality. At the end of the day, what consumers, whether in developed or developing countries, really want are solutions that are practical, affordable, and effective. Electric vehicles and fake meat, for all their hype, fail to meet these criteria. What's needed are real, tangible alternatives that balance sustainability with everyday practicality. Improving fuel efficiency in traditional cars, supporting regenerative agriculture, and investing in renewable energy are far more impactful approaches than chasing trendy but flawed solutions. The bottom line is clear. We can't solve the world's environmental challenges with overhyped products that prioritize optics over outcomes. Virtue signaling won't save the planet, and solutions that don't align with consumer needs are bound to fail. It's time to focus on approaches that work for everyone, not just those chasing the next green badge of honor. Let's move beyond flashy marketing and invest in real, meaningful change that benefits people and the planet alike.